Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. So use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, like peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Right, so luck is on your side. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck. Sorry, sometimes I really have to just get a hang of myself. Okay, so luck is on your side this week, right? In a lot of ways, this suggests to me that luck is on your side. You are very likely to be in the right place at the right time. For those of you that are traveling this week, you may find, and I will say this, because we've got such a lot of retrograde energy hanging around, whatever delays show up for you, whatever doesn't quite go ahead according to plan, is a part of shaping up what is truly meant for you. So if you have to take a detour, if there is a delay and you have to catch another flight or another bus, or you know, you don't get the car that you wanted to rent, there is a reason. All of these little annoyances that show up right now are putting you on a path towards what is truly meant for you. And I think this could be absolutely great. This could be one of those true weeks where something either synchronistically or serendipitously shows up for you. So don't get disheartened. Like if you suffer a delay or something doesn't go ahead and you're like, oh, you know, I wish this could happen in the right time or whatever. Don't sweat that stuff, because I promise you the path that you end up taking will be the right one for you. That being said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't seen your life path numerology video for the month ahead, I work really hard on these, and you should watch them because they're going to give you a different understanding of how the energies are going to affect you. If you don't know your life path number, there is one of those things floating around somewhere that will take you to a video and show you how to calculate your life path number. All right, with that, your actions and options this week is the King of Wands. So first things first, a Sagittarius person, Sagittarius male may feature for you very heavily this week. This could be somebody that you're working with or alongside. It could also be somebody that is quite close to you. So King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, King, male, usually. Doesn't have to be, don't get hung up on that. But because the Wheel of Fortune is that Jupiterian energy, this for me tells the story of a Sagittarius male, right? So in a lot of ways, what I love about this is it suggests that there's an interaction between you and a fire sign person, likely to be a Sagittarius or somebody that is either very well traveled, maybe somebody that's very sporty, maybe somebody that's even into you know, some form of driving, anything from NASCAR right through to a lorry driver. You know, like there's so many ways that this could hit or that we could look at it. But the fact that you've got the King of Wands in your actions and options, and this is about what you do, this suggests to me that you're helping somebody, that you're helping just to help. You don't actually realize what you're creating by doing that. And it could be something that comes back to you in the most wonderful of ways. As an example, no, in fact, forget the examples. You don't need one. You guys are smart enough. You get this. The other way that this could show up for you is that King of Wands this week is going to see you putting yourself forward, where maybe you don't usually raise your hand, where maybe you don't usually put yourself forward for something. This week you're fighting to be, you know, up front and center, at the forefront in some way, shape or form. And I actually really like that. For your communications and conversations, you have the 10 of Pentacles. Look at that, right underneath the Wheel of Fortune. This could be a week of some really tasty opportunities coming up for you. So first things first, we need to talk about here, you've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is number 10. 2 10s represents the energy of change, and usually big change at that. This is why I say to you, whatever the detours, whatever the delays, whatever it is that gets in your way this week, have your initial moment of frustration. We're all human, right? But then ask yourself, okay, this has happened, but that means that there's something else happening here. Go with it, right? There could be some very lucrative conversations this week. For those of you that have had delays, hang-ups or hold-ups around the purchase of a home, some form of land, some sort of, you know, maybe getting into or out of a lease to do with a home, this stuff bodes very, very well for you this week. I love this. Now, when it comes to those of you that are employed, this could be a week where, you know, maybe you've had your eye on something for the longest time and you get to that point and you're like, you know what, this is never going to happen for me. And then boom, the clouds part and suddenly you see yourself being put forward. This could be extra money that lands in your bank. It could just be a promotion or a raise. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is a big change that comes into your business that maybe you wanted but didn't necessarily initiate or plan yourself. And it happens way ahead of schedule and you're like, okay, crap. You know, I just have to get on board with it now. It's like the advancements of your plans, you know, in a time frame that you weren't expecting, and it's just really, really nice. When it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, this is either extra money that comes into the home or the opportunity for you to do something on an ad hoc basis that could end up making more money. And it's like, you know, maybe it's not necessarily indefinite, but it will certainly be a lovely cash boost. For your love and relations, you have the 7 of Wands. So for some of you, this could be you fighting on behalf of a partner. Maybe for some of you, this is fighting on behalf of a loved one. It doesn't have to be a relationship. This does actually suggest, especially with these, there's something here where you are fighting for a cause, and it might not necessarily be a cause of your own. It might not necessarily be a cause that you're necessarily tied to, but because it's tied to or important to somebody that you love and are tied to, it becomes important to you. And I've said this before and I will say it again, anyone that carries heavy Virgo energy tends to be marvelously kind, especially in that area of their lives or their chart, right? And I really like this for a lot of you guys. I actually think it could be very good. Now, with that King of Wands in the actions and options, you, Mr., Mrs., person, Virgo, this week you could be very, very forceful, and it's not usually an energy that people know about, know of you, right? You can be stubborn as all hell, and don't tell me that you can't, because I know plenty of Virgos and y'all can be stubborn, right? But this week, with that King of Wands and that 7 of Wands, it's good to know when, in a relationship, we both need to sit in the driver's seat at certain points. This week, you could be so hell-bent on being in the driver's seat that you kind of forget that actually, you know, maybe this is your partner's show. So just be aware of that. For those of you that are single, whoever's got the best banter, quite frankly, this week is going to win it for you. Like, if somebody hasn't got the banter, if they don't have the chat, if they haven't got that ability to go back and forth with you and joust mentally, I don't really see it going anywhere. But even that, like, you could get the upper hand, but don't push too hard, right? You don't want to frighten them off too quickly. For your money and materials, you've got the Page of Pentacles right underneath this is lovely. This is definitely new home energy on the horizon. For those of you that have strong Virgo energy in your chart, sun, moon, or ascendant, there's something about this that says to me new home, new opportunities, potential move is all coming up. Now, This coupled with the Ten of Pentacles, that is the potential to make really good money. This week, whatever you're initiating or putting into practice or putting into fruition has the potential to grow. You're only seeing a little bit of it now though. It's not going to be all of it at once, but whatever it is, it starts strong, it finishes strong. And then finally, for your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your neck, your throat, and your voice especially. With that Seven of Wands, you know, just be careful that you don't overdo it in that regard. And then finally, when it comes to your, oh my gosh, my brain's gone blank. Your home and environment, new home energy. That's what it speaks to me of. Like literally, there's a change coming to the home. For some of you, this could be work that you're starting to do on the home, but for a lot of you, this looks like a change coming up to the home itself. For your new moon message, you have the Gate, 44, and Scenting. This new moon is going to speak directly to your instinctual ideas, understandings, thoughts, fears, everything. Pay attention to what comes up, and more importantly, this card often speaks to the tribe, the groups that we are attached to or maybe even dependent on in some way, shape or form. This week I kind of get the feeling that you are making some big changes. Just be sure to let everybody know that you're tied, everybody that you're tied to, let them know, all right? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.